9:49.
Hey guys, it's Roger and Rosie Hayer and Brittany Daly. I did good today.
What is our webinar called?
Did you turn it
The
live?
RBR Show.
Chat with Rivet Chat.
Yes, Rivet Chat, RBR Show. Guys, we have an exciting show for you today, and we're going to be talking about the market. We're going to be talking about real estate and personal development.
I just came up with the best new name for our Tuesday call. And Rosa, you might not get it yet, but that's okay. It's called TRL, Tuesday Rivet Live. TRL back in the day was Total Request Live, which was a big show about the top music videos.
Oh.
Okay.
You don't know that?
I don't remember that. But,
so our new is called TRL, Tuesday Rivet Live, and this is nostalgic for any of the millennials out there.
There you go. Let's do that. Let's change
millennials. Millennials or baby boomers?
No, the baby boomers might know TRL too.
Because I'm a millennial, I don't know.
So guys, there's a few things I want to talk about on the show to make sure that we really have a great experience for everybody. And please don't let me down. No? Okay. Well, I guess it's not happening today. But I definitely want to talk about some things that just anyone watching could use. So let's keep the show to where, just someone tuning in and maybe they don't want to buy any real estate, but what can they gain from the show? Buyers, sellers, investors, real estate market, economy. Let's talk about all of it and golden nuggets along the way. So with that, we're going to kick off the show. And y'all want to talk about listings real quick? I have some ideas around listings. I think that are kind of universal, and we could have fun with that.
So the status of listings is this. If I had a seller who was like, maybe showings are really low, we should go off the market. And I was like, wait, what? And they said, showings are really low, we should go off the market. I said, if we're on the market, we have some chance to sell. If we go off the market, we have zero chance to sell. And within 24 hours of them saying it, we had 2 showings the same day. And within another 24 hours of 2 showings, we had an offer.
Wow.
So do not reconsider your choice to sell in terms of removing from the market. That's not going to do anything. I think one of the mindsets that's super helpful, like our updates have turned 3 times more detailed. Our patience has turned 3 times more detailed with helping sellers understand things. I think it's as simple as this. Sometimes we can be polishing the wrong tool, thinking that that's what's going to really fix the problem. We don't need to be sharpening the wrong tools, because just fixing the house a little bit more, painting the house a little bit more, spending more money on the house is not going to necessarily get you another offer. If you're up to par with the market, then what you need to do is market watch it every week. You got to see where the traffic is coming from. What does the city receive? And in that city, what is the cash flow? And in that cash flow, what is your demographic of, I don't want to call it demographic, but more of like features of your property. Well, how much market share is that property taking? So if you are a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath in your zip code, what percentage of homes are receiving the market share? So if it is $1 million in sales that happened, right? What percentage of that went to your feature property? And then make a decision based on that. So it is a very strategic and pattern thinking. And I think if everybody pay attention to it, you will find your buyer and close on time, rather than just wondering if the market is doing injustice to your property alone.
So hopefully you've heard us say it before that, it could be the price. Adjust your price. Adjust your expectations, because that's just what it is. And Rosie, do you have any suggestions, any tips, any ahas around price reductions that
you have something on your chin?
The market we're in? No, do I? Oh,
this just says gray hair.
It's lint.
Well, I'll tell you what, I have something to say about that. We'll keep it for after the show. She's bought these crappy towels, and we washed them, but they let off. They're brand new. They let off lint.
Holy God, I can't believe this is
I'm
live.
gonna throw you under the bus right now.
Oh God, please don't talk
That's
to
her
me.
way of skirting the conversation.
What question was?
Look, price reductions.
Okay.
So right now, there's some seller out there who's being represented by one of our competitors or someone else in the marketplace, and their agent is telling them, "Hey, you may need to adjust the price."
Yeah. So I think one of the biggest reasons why people have problem adjusting price is because they call it price reduction. It is no price reduction. It's called price improvement. You're improving the price of your property so that other buyers can look at it, right? Like I'm looking at if everybody around you is doing something to capture a buyer and you're the only one waiting and hoping that something different will happen for you, then that's being naive on purpose, right? So what hasn't happened in 6 months is not going to happen in 6 days. So I would say there is no price reduction. There is no price adjustments. It's only price improvement to attract the right buyer to close on your property. And I think it's very simple. Okay, if you were to make a purchase of $500,000 in the market, I don't care what you buy. You buy any car, any house, I don't care. Like pick a commodity that's going to serve you long term. Let's not call cars because cars and real estate really don't have anything in common, to be honest. One is an appreciating asset, one is a depreciating asset. So look into any appreciating asset that's going to serve you long term. When you're about to make a decision, you're going to have a fair analysis of what's going on. You're going to at least at some point reason that, okay, I like this, but this is why I think it's going to be safe investment over next 6 months to a year.
I'm going to say something right now that may be a little bit taboo, but hey, people are getting their information from everywhere these days. And the media is not nice to anyone, right? So right now, if you are holding a piece of real estate and you want to sell it, it's probably a good idea to be proactive. And that's in any market because number of days that increase are only going to cause the price of your real estate to go down. So might as well nip it in the bud and just, set the right price from the jump. And so that you're the best value. So as Rosie said, if you're comparing your property to 3 or 4 other properties and something's screaming a higher value, any buyer that's out there shopping for homes, they're going to compare your house to some other property. And so who are they comparing your house to? I think is really important to note that. And then like if everybody's saying if the economy is going to totally go to shit or whatever, then you may want to, beat it to that price, like price aggressively, if you believe that's going to happen, because some people do believe that the economy is going to go to shit, right? So, and then other people are saying, no, the economy, we may be coming out of it. So whatever it is, I mean, your carrying costs, what Rosie talks about all the time, is something that seems like everybody completely forgets about. Like, what are your carrying costs? And for each month that you hold on to your real estate, you're probably better off doing a price adjustment for that, or negotiating, with the.
Yeah, I think this is reasonable, and some of the smart people actually are very aware, and they will have this conversation with us very openly. People are afraid to make a 5% adjustment, make a small improvement in the price.
Rosie, somebody who's out there shopping, selling their home, they've been on the market for a little while and they got an offer. What's your suggestion to them? They haven't seen an offer for a long time and they finally seen an offer.
Right then and there, ask yourself this question. If you're not liking the offer, counter it. And if you have countered the offer and you get another counter back, now start reasoning. What is my cost to hold on to the property? And is the number I'm asking for, can I attain it in another 3 months by waiting on it?
Yeah.
If not, then in 3 months, we're probably going to get an offer less than what we're getting. Plus, we're going to be 3 months out on carrying cost. So basically, you're walking away for less money and money you already lost in carrying cost. I think this is the one conversation people are not openly having.
I think another conversation that people are not having when it comes to buying real estate is they're hoping to land on a foreclosure deal and or a distressed seller. But what a lot of us don't realize is some of the properties that fit that bill are being pursued by so many other people, right?
Yeah.
First off, everybody and their mom, apparently they learned the lesson in 2008. And now everybody wants a foreclosure. So get in line. And I think that's time value of money. Like, well, while you're sitting there waiting for this perfect deal to come across your table, and then also with these properties, Rosie, they were bought 2 years ago or 3 years ago. There's no equity in them. They're probably short sales. So while you're doing all that digging and research, they're probably really upside down on their property. Like, there's no way of knowing that. We get to see a lot of stuff come across the desk. Not every single one of those is going to be worth the work. We get a lot of deals right now. I think if you're buying right now, you should be looking at the interest rate. Like some of the deals that Breeze brought, super low interest rates. I mean, those are better than probably, and they're ready to go, ready to rent out. Let's keep inflation in mind too. Like, I know we've been paying for flooring and paint. I mean, the prices has just skyrocketed in the last couple of years.
I think, Priya, tell me if your experience is right on this. What were you saying before the call? They're like, okay, don't ask my opinion for it if you're not going to listen to me. What was that?
Oh, me? Yeah, don't ask for my opinion if you don't. Your mind is already made up. You basically want me to say what you're thinking and agree with you. But I don't know what you're thinking. So how am I going to agree with you? Because I've already told you an opinion on something. We've already looked at the numbers. We've already shown you this is a good deal. And you want to say, oh, well, I don't know about this because XYZ. But what's your opinion? You know my opinion.
That's what we do in India. And so if you go to a restaurant in India, you say, hey, waiter, what's good to eat today?
I do that too.
They say the dish name, right? Or what's the special today? And then you order something totally different on the menu. That's like
okay. So listen,
sometimes
you made something really, really obvious, and I think we should talk about this. Here's the thing: when people are telling us that I need an opinion, and I go through these conversations all day long. Trust me. Number of missed calls in my day are my callbacks to solve this problem. Okay, so when people are asking for opinion is information, is data. And what I would say, as business leaders, we got to have this skill to be able to uncover what is the signal behind the noise. They're asking us opinion on our investment, and when we give them the right information, they still don't make the right decision. What if the real issue in the back is, well, this is not going to look like a deal to my community that I hang out with? So what they're trying to do is, we are tribal people. It's ingrained in us. We do things what our tribe does, we survive. And if we don't do it, we die. That's how millions of years, how we were entrained in our brain. So according to human behavior experts like Chase Hughes and other great people that we study, there's so much research out there. I know Chase would tell me, he said, Rosie, I don't care what data information says. The real question is, what are the emotions underlying that information? Where is the source coming from? And if we uncover the source, we'll truly get to understand, okay, are they bogged down with their commitments to their family and their tribe? Or is it too expensive for them to make this decision cognitively? Or is it something that is a future regret they're trying to avoid? So there's so much that's going on. And I think what we're probably struggling to unravel in 2 minutes of a conversation with someone is to arrive at their true source. I don't think even they know why they're behaving this way. But if we just dug down a question, okay, how the idea of buying an investment like this came about, they will tell us where did the idea of buying a foreclosure lead came from. I agree, foreclosures can be great, but to pursue a foreclosure, somebody has to be willing to door knock them, call them, email them, text them, and compete with 6 other offers on the table. If we're not willing to do the work it takes to acquire a foreclosure, then we cannot acquire those results either. Like some of my mentors have beautifully said, they said, you can't complain about the results you're not getting for the efforts you have not made. So what I'm trying to really say here is that I think the one question we can probably, and I'm uncovering right now with you, Bree, because I know these things randomly happen for us in a day. We don't get a heads up on what to solve a problem for. Maybe we should start asking them, okay, where does the idea of investment in a property like this come from? How did you originally think this was going to be a great deal? And let them answer it. And have you seen it as a success for yourself, or it's only hearsay? And then help them differentiate what is truly in their best interest versus what they're trying to borrow success from others.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah. For example, I have a friend who bought an investment like this and they bragged on it. So I made it their truth, my truth, that if I buy an investment like this, then I will make money like that. Now I get to go back and high five the buddy that I found the same deal. Now we both are even bigger buddies. We don't know if they're going to really truly appreciate your investment or not, because times have changed, market have changed, interest rates have changed, everything has changed, right? So what happened in that moment might not be true right now. Now, because you don't have your own discernment, what's right for you, the dangerous part is that you're always going to borrow other people's success and think that is success. And if that doesn't happen, then there's no opportunity. And maybe this is
answerable to people in our sphere, in our circle, right? Like,
yeah, people just make this invisible commitment that what's working for other people is going to work for them.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: the distress level, while it might be trending upwards, it's not at a crisis level. And so I think it's like 1 in every 3,500 homes or something like that is distressed. So like while you're out looking for the perfect property, and like you said, you got to put the work in. These things don't just fall in your lap. You got to make sure you're marketing and you're doing all the 15 different things that you need to do, and be omnipresent everywhere all the time to people, and then work it that way. Or you could just cut the chase and get something that's already, prepackaged out the box, turnkey. So that's totally up to you. But those are the things we're here to talk about today, right? And so there's some people sitting on the sidelines because they feel like the economy is probably going to get worse, or things are really, because that's what the news is wanting to tell people. And I was surprised at a recent survey they did on CNBC, which was really entertaining more than anything to me. But 30% of realtors were saying that, they're working inside of a seller market. And while I think 40 or 50% of them were in a buying market. So again, that just kind of reiterates the idea. You need to be hyper-focused on the economy or the local economy that you're playing in and ask questions about that economy, because it's probably going to be impacted different than anywhere else.
Maybe this is why, our consultations with people are super important before they jump in the idea of buying. We need to have an understanding of what does success mean to you. Unless we define that for that particular person, that's why real estate is a very unique skill. It is not rinse and repeat. A lot of people think, oh, real estate, what a cool thing. You open some doors and you write some contracts and you get paid. Heck no. That's what it looks like on the surface level. To be able to understand the human being to the core of it and figure out what is the roof over their head going to look like. What are they willing to commit for next 5 to 10 years? Where would they like to park their hard-earned money so that they can have better retirement or kids' future? That is real estate. And they're in their ever-changing emotions. Yeah. All the way to the end. Real estate is hindsight. Nobody has ever said, oh my God, what a great decision I made, until a few years later when they realize, wow, that was a great decision. Yeah. So what is present for you, Bree? Like, what has your week been like, and what the conversations you're buying and selling were looking like?
This week has been quite busy. I'm starting to see a lot more people in the market looking for either homes or investments. And a trend I'm seeing with buyers right now is really trying to everyone wants a deal right now. Everyone wants a deal. We all want a deal. I want a deal. You want a deal. Everyone wants a deal. I think understanding, why you laugh. We all want a deal. Yeah.
You want a deal? No, I don't want a deal. You're gonna keep all the deals.
I want a deal. Like that's normal for someone to want a deal.
I'm playing with you.
I think everyone should. I know you're playing with me. I'm hot. I don't know why it's so hot in here. My AC is on.
That's a thick ass shirt that you're wearing. It's Texas. Christmas is in December.
I got my shirt. But I think the main thing that what we should be looking at is the data points on where. Okay, let me back up. In 2023 and 2024, when the interest rates first went up, okay, sellers were still in the mindset of pricing their property at 2021 and 2022 prices. So when you ended up going quite a bit further down from what they originally listed at, right? In 2025, we started to see a shift where sellers are becoming more reasonable and understanding the data is not showing those 2021 and 2022 prices anymore. I'm going to reasonably price my property. But buyers now are thinking they're going to get this big deal and not seeing where the prices actually were back then. And I think that's where the biggest disconnect is. It's kind of like sellers were going through a little bit of the grief cycle, and now buyers are kind of going a little bit through the grief cycle in a different way.
Yeah. And you know what? The buyers who are open-minded, they're grabbing what's deserving of theirs and they're moving on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I have one client who literally just secured all closing costs paid and got $2,800 back at closing.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how difficult were they about making their decision, Brie? I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, no, they were ready to go. They understood the value. We looked at the numbers, right? They obviously wanted a deal too, but they saw the value in what was being offered.
Look for a deal, but find value in what you are offering. Yeah. I think, you know what? One thing I would say at this point in my career and business, unless somebody is wanting to be super real with us and tell us exactly why they're buying real estate and why they want to dedicate a few months of their life driving around the city to hunt for a property, first we need to convince each other on the table that this is a real important thing for them. Because if they're not convinced that they're making effort in the right place, they might not even do what's needed. They're going to go in circles, and the right thing is going to show up. They're not even going to know that this is the right thing for them.
Yeah.
So I would say, everybody, slow down before you get in the cars hunting for a deal. Let's have a conversation. Let's really convince each other why what you're about to do for next 3 to 4 months is beneficial for you in long term. Then we will look into hunting and selling. That's the conversation I want to have with buyers and sellers now.
Yeah. Look, if you think that, let me back up. I think you're right, Rosie Bree, y'all got to look into the market that you're in, have a long-term horizon, look at things in a healthy way, and see if it makes sense to buy now. And if it does, if what you're looking for is there on the market, move forward. I know a lot of people are probably thinking that, look, we're living in an age of information, right? There used to be the information age, but I think we actually just approached the information age within this last 2 years with AI. If you have a question that you are concerned about, don't believe whatever you hear online. Punch it into the computer, put it in ChatGPT, see if what you're hearing is correct. Because I think the easiest thing for us to talk about is AI robots, AI taking over the world, stocks collapsing, and home prices bottoming out, and all out, just a collapse economically or whatever. But I would say punch those scenarios in to AI and kind of get some feedback, like fact check, because you need a fact check, because what you're hearing from people, because I'll go online, and just before I came on today, I want to see what are other people saying about real estate. And all I see is, I don't see any optimism in the feeds, and quite honestly, I haven't for the past several years, even
No,
before.
your negativity sells. Let me tell you something. Negativity sells. Let me tell you what. Whenever we were in the hottest market, when we had like 20 offers out on the table at any time, I remember the news was, it's about to crash. It's about to crash. It's way too high. I don't want to buy. All of that nonsense was there, right? I hope we can find that Instagram feed that we had. Remember, Bree, the Chat GPT lady? What is Chat GPT? Right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
She's like a grandma. We need to have a grandma mindset. Okay. This is what this grandma who was dressed up for Halloween, she and her grandson is probably podcasting, or I don't know who's podcasting her, right? He said, do you know what's ChatGPT? She said, what's ChatGPT? She said, ChatGPT, like you can just put it in there and ask any question you want and you get an answer. And she said, you know what? Let me tell you something. The less I know, happier I am.
Yeah.
He said, look, if the bread turned $10 and it was $4, I don't want to know. She said at the end of the
She said, I'm still gonna buy the bread and eat the bread.
yeah, I need the bread. I'm gonna buy the bread. I'll buy a little bit less, right? And at the end of the day, it all turned upside down. And I would be like, what just happened? We'll say life happened. So I feel like we need a little bit of that attitude when it comes to real estate, Don't ChatGPT it so much. Don't Instagram and TikTok it. Look for yourself. If you can buy it, buy it.
No, I mean, but hey, I'm saying fact check the people that maybe you're believing that aren't, that all those sound bites. Cross check them.
Yeah, we're lacking discernment.
Mm-hmm.
We're lacking discernment because we don't know who to trust, first and foremost. And I feel like our critical thinking skills are slowly becoming non-existent sometimes.
Yeah.
We have to be able to.
We don't have any critical thinking.
I mean, everyone's going to talk about the devaluation of the dollar and how we're going to be replaced by a foreign currency, and robots are going to take on the streets, and then, AI is going to replace all the jobs. I'll tell you what, we have AI and we have a staff. And thank God my staff has AI. Now they can live and work, and it makes everybody happy. Now, has it replaced any of the jobs on our team? It hasn't. Now, is that the case for the other 30 million, small business owners? I don't know. But as they say, like, when the tractor came out, I'm sure a lot of farmers, a lot of farm hands jobs got replaced, So it just depends on what side of that story, what narrative you have going on in your head and how you think the world's going to play out. So at the end of the day, it's a calculated move, and people are always going to need a roof over their head. That's the bottom line.
Amen.
Yeah, there you go. See, we need smart people like Roger talking to us. All right, that's it. I don't have anything else to add. Bree, anything pressing to you on your mind that you want to tell everybody?
No.
Okay.
Well, is it a good time to buy real estate? Absolutely. Is it a great time to sell real estate? Absolutely. So
I want to get out of that script.
no. It's
No.
fun.
No. I
You
want to
didn't
say.
know where I was going with that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So Jason's saying, what new jobs are being created that we haven't even thought of? We don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, while jobs are being replaced and by AI, let's see what the future holds. Like, I don't know. And
So
I'm
you were just saying something about if there's a good deal to buy. You were saying something like that.
I was saying if it's is it a good time to buy? Absolutely. And if it's a good time to sell, yes. And I was remembered by a sitcom I watched where there was a realtor and his family member asked him, he said, "Hey, how's the market?" He said, "Well, it's a really good market if you're looking to buy." And he goes, "And it's a really good market if you're looking to sell." So he was kind of talking out of both sides of his mouth.
I'm actually resetting the clock today.
Yeah.
Roger, I love it. It has worked for us, for other people. I don't know who it worked for, but clearly it didn't work for us very much longer. Like those conversations, I think they're so tuned to, they can almost hear us saying that to them, right? When it's a good time to buy, it's of course you're in real estate. You're going to tell me that.
Yeah.
It's like you're going to an oil change shop and like, when is a good time to get the oil change today? When are you going to get, you go to Discount Tires, the big warehouse. When is a good time to get the tire change? Now. Right? So let me say this today for a change. If you have a good reason to buy, buy. If you have a good reason to sell, sell. So convince me you have a good reason.
You gotta use your own discernment.
There you go. I'm all about reason. Now you tell me why you should be buying. Why? Why investing?
Yeah.
Unless we have gotten 3 levels deep in that conversation, we're not spinning wheels, baby.
No, and to Jason's point, he said, what new jobs are being created that we haven't thought of? Absolutely. Like, that's exactly what I thought of whenever people would say, like, AI is going to replace, it says AI will replace many human occupations, but still there are many others that will prevail. Yeah, I don't have the answer.
Yeah, manufacturing is a big one, and I think every time there's a disruption, there is an innovation. I think what people get freaked out by is disruption they're seeing, but they're not able to forecast the innovation that's coming next. We are genius beings. Food and water and shelter is needed as long as we have breath in our body. And shelter is real estate. So you don't need enough reason other than that. You need these basic human needs.
Well, I would say take both arguments. Take both arguments. Take one where you're saying, AI is going to take over and the world's going to shit. Then you could probably find a really good deal in the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Right.
First of all,
if you say nothing's going to happen, if you say nothing's going to happen, and there's going to be more jobs created, then great, values are going to go up.
This is where we need to have a discernment with people. When people are asking us, okay, what new jobs are being created that we haven't thought about yet, or anything forecast like that, I want to know what is the reason they're asking that question. Are they investing? Are they buying? They're selling? Like, what's really going on?
Mm-hmm.
Because right now rents are really cheap, and people would go get seduced by cheap rents, and then later on prices go up, and now rents go up. You're unable to buy.
and you're unable to rent.
You're unable to rent. Now what you're going to do? So
You know, I was thinking whenever that question was proposed, it might be a little bit crazy, but I thought, what if we're moving? You mentioned manufacturing jobs are going to go away, right? What if our jobs where it's more like automation and we are more like a robot, right? That goes away. But the jobs where we get to be creative and we get to have connections with other people, those are the jobs that are going to be created and flourish in the next couple of years.
yeah, we'll see.
I'm excited.
I'm excited. If I get to be more human, I'm excited.
Well, what's really interesting about supercomputing too is there's breakthroughs being made around physics. And so around the things that we never thought were possible are now proving to be possible somehow, right? And I don't understand what this, like, it's supposed to be able to process information for as long as the earth has been around, or some billion years, or I don't understand how they're taking the supercomputer chip and comparing it to how long we've been in existence. Maybe somebody can chime in on that, but they're basically saying that these computers can, these new chips are finding things, are actually defying what we thought true around physics. So does that mean that this is actually going to be more revealed to us than ever before? So I'd love to know.
And is this where we're going to have interdimensional stuff? By the way, I think my 5-year-old knows about quantum physics, and she has cracked a code in her imagination and understands that there are different realms.
Interesting. See,
I'll tell you more about this later.
That's
But
the
she told
young
What?
Neil. Oh, what's his name? Neil Tyson deGrasse or something. That guy fascinates me, and when he talks about the universe. It'll be interesting. We're definitely in an interesting time, and I can see why people are in a state of not making a decision because so much is coming at them. And you know,
if you're not making a decision, talk to a 5-year-old.
But during these times where you're unsure, that means so many other people are too. So it's probably a good idea to, you know, go a few steps deeper into that personally. But
Well, guys, you know what? Today we delivered 37 minutes and 37 seconds of high value content. I'll let you finish.
And thank you for being here. And thank you for hanging out while we had some real conversations about real estate. And once again, look forward to hearing what you have to say about this next time. And Coffee Social.
That orange finger. So, guys, Rivet Auctions is something I wanted to talk about. And that is that, you know, with everything that we're expecting in the marketplace, everything that's happening, we want to give our sellers a resource. So if you're thinking of selling and you want to get to your price faster, Rivet Auctions is a perfect tool for that. And for all our investors and who want to buy more real estate because they like the cash flow or they like, you know, what comes along with owning property, get with us and let us put you into something really nice.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Ed Babu. All right, cool.
Okay.
Well, love you guys. Talk to you more.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.